Hello and welcome to all you Taurus people. This is your monthly horoscope for February of 2021. Precise, concise video, hopefully not too complex. What's going on for the Taurians? Sun in Taurus, to a lesser extent the moon, and certainly the Taurus rising signs, your ascendant sign. So let's have a look. There are two things I want to talk about. Of course, the square between Saturn and Uranus. And second, Mercury going backwards. Let's talk about that. First of all, there is like a traffic jam in the sign of Aquarius. At a certain moment, there's going to be 6 planets in Aquarius. In the sign for you, that is your 10th house. It's going to be a very important month for Taurus people. Why? Because Aquarius is also a fixed sign. You are also a fixed sign. That means that key areas of your life are being activated. And the Mercury that stood still at the 31st of January, so it's going backwards in that 10th house. It's the highest point of your horoscope, which represents work, which represents your status, your social status, also mother. But for a lot of people, it will be work, or how it's a bit like set descendant, the midheaven. So it is how people see you for sure. And there's something changing there when it comes to that particular part of your life, with the Mercury going backwards and forwards. And it goes backwards around 26 degrees of Aquarius, and then it goes direct again around and about the 22nd of February on 11 degrees of Aquarius. So anything that has to do with contracts, signing, paperwork that is important, around work, around your social status, so being married, not being married, all these things are important to sign after the 22nd of February, you could say, when Mercury goes direct again, because then there will be, it's no drama when you do sign contracts before that, but the chances are bigger that you have to redo it. That's basically it. You know, it's no drama. You're not going to die because of it, but it's a bit annoying. Now, and the traffic jam is happening there in that 10th house with Saturn and Jupiter there. I talked about that in January horoscopes. So Saturn is restricting his seriousness, his rules. So there is some hard, tough battles there when it comes to work and when it comes to your expression there. But there's also Jupiter there, a possibility for expansion for sure. And especially now, because you're also going to have Venus and Mercury going backwards and forwards, and with the Jupiter there. So these are all good planets, so to speak, benefics as we call it, while Saturn is more a bit of a harsh planet. So in other words, if you're looking for a new job, if you're looking for new opportunities, this is the moment, because certainly after the 22nd of February, there is a possibility of having new opportunities, having new possibilities there, because there's also a new moon in that house, a new moon on the 11th of February. So on 23 degrees of Aquarius. So people who have 23 degrees on Taurus, so your ascendant or your sun sign. So I'm going to look who this is. People who were born around and about the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 16th of May. Yeah, they are gonna feel it the most. But anyways, there is opportunity there. Now, even though you, being known as the bully, you know, the Taurian can be very fixed and very much rigid. I'm not going to say rigid because that's a negative sign, a negative word, but you stick to what is. But now there is a possibility of getting out of that because of the Jupiter, because of the Mercury, because of Venus, all in your 10th house. So definitely opportunities to do something different with your work. It has to be something different. Why? And that's the big thing here. Saturn is squaring up to Uranus, right? You've got Uranus in your sign, dear Taurians. So whether you like it or not, you need to change. You really, really do. There are parts of you, your personality, and not to say that you're bad or that you're not good enough or whatnot, but for your own sake, the universe is really demanding, with knocking on the door, like, come on, open up your eyes and do some changes. And it's going to happen, but slowly. And that is actually because of the Saturn square to Uranus. And that's not bad for the Taurians. So Taurus people, if you look at astrology, if you look at, of course, these are general horoscopes, and you hear astrologers say, oh, Saturn square Uranus, it's bad, it's bad. Not for everyone it is bad. Especially not for the Taurian personality, because Taurians don't like change. And if you would have just Uranus there, it would be much more, the changes would be more giving you restless feelings, giving you the feelings that you haven't got any ground under your feet. So what is this all about? This Uranus squaring up to Saturn. Well, Uranus is the planet of, I want freedom, I want to get out of a rut, I want to change. That's Uranus. Saturn is saying, I want to stick to the old. So you understand what I mean? How clashy this energy is. Now, which is the planet furthest away? This is, of course, a lot of astrologers will say Saturn is the most important planet. I'm an astrologer that wants to see astrology over time, right? I respect the ancient astrology, but I also respect the Western new astrology, which is all about Uranus and whatnot. And in my humble opinion, in my experience with clients, my own life as well, when you've got a clash between Saturn and Uranus, which is one of my favorite aspects, because when I had these aspects and when I see them happening at the same time in a clash with clients, big shifts happen in the life. And I mean, life-changing events happen. And that's also going to be for you. And when that happens with the Uranus and the Saturn, it means, yes, Uranus is further away than Saturn. So Uranus ultimately is going to win, so to speak. So you better, that's why I'm emphasizing on this, be open for the change, but do it in a Taurian way, which is slowly but surely, right? So you're not the kind of person, unless you have, of course, Uranus in your, these are general horoscopes. So you could be a Taurian, but having Uranus on your midheaven, for instance, then you will say, well, what is Veerle talking about? I love changes. I want to go, 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 go. Then I have to say, slow down a little bit because of the Saturn. Slow down, don't go too fast. But most of you Taurians will be of the personality of, I don't want to make changes too fast. That's great, that's fine. But don't resist the change that you're feeling bubbling up. Don't put your head in the sand, because it's going to make it worse. It's going to make it tougher. It's going to make it less enjoyable. So if you do feel some excitement in yourself, if you do feel like the winds are changing, it is. And you can do it slow. You've got a whole year for this. You've got a whole year to implement it. The first square is around the 17th of February. There's going to be another one in June, and there's going to be another one in December. So, and with you, it's a lot about you and your life path. So it's not just about a tiny little change in a tiny area of your life. No, it's your whole life. And to do this in a way without panicking or without putting the head in the sand, you do it best by allowing this Uranian energy in little pieces. That's what Saturn square Uranus is all about. This is not a bad energy. You can call it bad, you can call it good, but it's the way that the universe predicts that is best for you. So the best way for you to change within is through the work that you do. And you could do, maybe because of what's happening in the world, you can do, you will have to follow the rules because of Saturn there. You will have to. But there's also opportunity with the Jupiter, with the Venus. Venus in the 10th house is fantastic for sending out your resume, or how do you call it, to apply for a new job, and using your charm that most of you, well, all of you Taurians have a lot of charm. You're ruled by Venus, right? So use it, and do little pieces. So my advice for this Uranus square Saturn is go for the Uranus, but very, very slowly, in mini steps, in little steps towards the change that is there to come. And for all of you Taurians, I mean, Uranus on your sun is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Now, there are a couple of Taurians who are going to feel this the most, and these are the ones who are born around at about 7 degrees of Taurus, because this is all happening at 7 degrees. And these are actually the ones that are born in April. People like the 27th, 28th, 29th of April will feel it the most. But again, all Taurians will feel it very much. So don't resist, you know, it's energy. And when you resist energy, it's going to be tougher. Don't put your heels in the ground. That's not recommended. It can feel like everything is on the line. That's because it is. So don't resist it. And if you're a bit more of a, how would I say, a daredevil kind of Taurian, don't push too hard. That's because you, when there is a square between Uranus and Saturn, people are going to choose the planet where they feel most comfortable with. So you're probably going to choose this Saturn. But there are some people, some Taurians, that are going to use Uranus because they like change, and then Saturn is going to block them when they go too fast. But that is like listening to the universe, really, for getting you aligned very well as well. With these wise words, I want to stop this video. Wanted to make videos for 5 minutes. It's never gonna work, is it? It's already 12 minutes. Anyway, you are very much in the picture this month. It's a very crucial month. Do it wisely. Have a very good month, and thank you for listening. Bye bye.